Hi everyone, my name is Ornella, and today I'm going to be talking to you about two of the general principles of the Convention on the Rights of the Child. Out of the 54 articles of the Convention on the Rights of the Child that cover all of the civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights that all children everywhere are entitled to, there are four that constitute the general principles of the Convention. These four principles contribute to a general attitude towards children and their rights and well being. They are based on this notion that children too are equal as human beings and give an ethical and ideological dimension to the Convention, which is the reason why they are often considered as the pillars of the Convention. Think of pillars like those things that you cannot live without, or the foundations of a house. Well, these four principles and pillars include the principle of non discrimination, best interest of the child, the right to survival and development, and the right to be heard. Today, we're going to focus on the best interest of the child and the right to be heard. Let's start by thinking and reflecting about what the best interest of the child means. Well, it's contained in Article 3 of the Convention. It basically means that all decisions made about a child must be based on what is best for the child and not what is best for anybody else. Children, especially when they are very young, are vulnerable and need special support to be able to enjoy their rights fully. This is why this principle is very important for adults to ensure that decisions made about a child always, always prioritize what is best for the child. The Committee on the Rights of the Child worked on a general comment that further explains this principle and the elements to be considered when assessing what is best for children. Some of these elements include the child's views and aspirations, because it's important to also understand in deciding what is best for children to listen to what they consider best for themselves. Other elements include the identity of the child, like the gender, religion and beliefs, cultural identity, the care, protection, and safety, the risks that they may be facing, the family environment, and the social contacts they have with their peers and family members. Also, their own skills and capacities, and overall, any types of needs that could make a huge difference in child's development. For example, for a child who is at risk and whose religion is Muslim, let's say, and need placement or foster care, the decision about the foster family must consider the child's religious belief so that it's possible for this child to have a smooth transition that respects its cultural practices as much as possible. Another example is the situation of many refugee children who are being separated from their families upon border crossings. Many of these children are even taken to detention centers. That's why several organizations advocate every day to demand that children's best interest is respected and applied in accordance with what is best for them, which is in such difficult circumstances cannot be other than remaining with their family members. The second principle we are going to talk about today is every child's right to be heard. This principle is contained in the Article 12 of the Convention on the Rights of the Child, which says that children have the right to express their views freely about things that affect their lives and that their views must be considered in accordance with their age and maturity. The right to be heard is often called right to participation. And in addition to be a principle, exercising this right can be a goal and a means. As a goal, the right to be heard is about making sure children have a voice and a space to share their views and that adults take their views seriously. For example, think of decisions made at home, at your family, or faith community that you are consulted about or that you can influence. It is like when adults ask you questions like, what do you think of doing this activity tomorrow? Or what do you prefer to eat today? How would you involve other children in activities at the faith community? As a means, the right to be heard is very important for the realization of other rights. Imagine the right to be heard like being a vehicle and other rights to be a destination. For example, if the destination is for children not to be discriminated against, giving children the vehicle to speak up when they face or see discrimination drives them closer to their destination of a world in which they are not discriminated. The convention also includes several articles that support the right to be heard. Some of them include the right to freedom of expression, the right to access information, and the right to freedom of association. Altogether, these rights take the right to be heard to a next level, giving children the power to transform the world through many ways, including taking action on the climate crisis, or the right to education, or protection from violence. I hope this gave you some ideas and clarity about these two principles of the Convention on the Rights of the Child, but most importantly, that it triggers your creativity and interest to contribute advancing the rights of children worldwide. See ya!